Today we are unpacking something pretty fascinating from your source material. We're calling it the Great Korean Christmas Paradox. Okay, so let's just jump right in. If you're listening from the West, you know what Christmas is. It's family, it's big meals, maybe some cheesy movies.
Right.
But the sources here say that in Korea, if you're caught spending Christmas with your parents, people actually feel sorry for you.
They do. It's genuine pity. And that's the core of the cultural shock.
Mhm.
It's often called the grandma versus girlfriend paradox.
Grandma versus girlfriend. I like that.
Yeah, because Christmas in Korea has basically become Valentine's Day Part 2. It is an incredibly high-stakes holiday, but it's focused almost entirely on couples.
And that, I imagine, has some serious knock-on effects. The sources talk about something called the Christmas tax.
Oh, absolutely. The whole city landscape just transforms into what you could call a couple trap.
A couple trap. Okay, what does that mean?
It means businesses know what's up. Restaurants, for example, will just scrap their normal menus. Gone.
Really?
Yeah.
So what do they offer instead?
They replace them with these expensive Christmas couple sets. Think mandatory steak and wine, usually at double the normal price. You're paying for the vibe.
Wow. And it's not just food, right? There's this motel war. That sounds intense.
It is. It's wildly competitive.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve is seen as like the most romantic night of the whole year.
So you have to stay out.
Exactly. So motels, luxury hotels, everything gets booked up months ahead. And if you wait too long, the prices can skyrocket. We're talking 300%.
300%. That's insane. So, okay, if it's this huge public date night, what happens if you're single?
Well, not having a date is framed as a bit of a social disaster, honestly.
So what do you do?
The joke is you have two options. You either try to sleep for 24 hours straight to just skip the day entirely,
Okay, that's one way to do it.
or you have a date with Kevin,
A date with Kevin. Who's Kevin?
Kevin McCallister, from Home Alone.
No way. From the movie.
Yes. Korean TV has broadcast Home Alone every single Christmas for something like 20 years straight. So he's become the unofficial patron saint of single Koreans.
That is hilarious. So he's become this cultural symbol of being alone on Christmas.
He has, and it's actually, a really important cultural safety valve. Saying you have a date with Kevin is a funny, understood way of saying you're opting out. You're staying home, ordering food, and just relaxing.
Okay, so Kevin is the escape route for singles, but for couples, it sounds like there are even more rules. The sources mention a great cake war.
You absolutely cannot have a proper Christmas date without a cake, but not just any cake.
Right. It has to be a specific type.
It has to be beautiful. Usually it's a strawberry whipped cream cake. And the competition between big chains like Paris Baguette and the fancy hotel bakeries is fierce.
And these aren't cheap. The sources say $50, even $100 for a cake.
Oh, easily. And people reserve them weeks in advance.
For a cake. Why?
It's all about the aesthetic. It's for the photo. The cake is a prop for the perfect curated Instagram post that proves you had the perfect romantic Christmas date.
So it's not even really about eating the cake.
I mean, that's part of it, but the vibe is the priority. It's performance. And that's really the big picture here, isn't it? Korean Christmas isn't about the traditional religious or family stuff. It's evolved into this highly curated, very expensive public romantic performance.
So if you're planning a trip to Korea in December, what's the takeaway? Forget looking for a turkey dinner.
Yeah, you should be looking for a date, or at least making your restaurant reservations way, way in advance.
Yeah.
Or, just plan your cozy night in with Kevin.
That idea that Kevin McCallister is always on TV waiting for you is just such a great takeaway. And it leaves me with a final question for you to think about. If Kevin accidentally became this symbol for a specific social condition in Korea, what other movie characters out there are becoming these unexpected global symbols for loneliness or celebration in other cultures? Something to think about.